Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Now I've been a true crime fan for some years. I used to read books all the time about true crime. So I stumbled across this case. It's in regards to Roy Jaggers near Las Vegas, Nevada. So on July 31st, 2021, Heather Pate, 29, and Kevin Dent, 37, lured Roy Jaggers over to Heather Pate's home. Now once Roy Jaggers arrived, Pate and Dent beat him and handcuffed him. Pate later contacted her friend Brandon Reinhardt to come over to watch her kids because she had an emergency. Heather Pate then contacted her ex-boyfriend Brad Min, 39, who told her to bring Jaggers to a gun range in Pahrump, Nevada. Now, Roy Jaggers was reported to be an electrician and contractor. He also was involved in martial arts as well as being a musician who played the saxophone. Jaggers' mother stated that Jaggers was a neighbor of Pate's who would often help her out with her children and her dogs. So on July 31st, 2021, Pate and Dent met up with men at a gun range called Bell Vista, which is located in Pahrump. Here they abused Jaggers with several different weapons: a shotgun, a baton, an axe, a blowtorch, and knives. After torturing him for a prolonged period of time, they drove him to Cathedral Canyon, which is 22 miles from Pahrump. There, they forced Jaggers to strip down and walk off the side of the canyon. It was said that once Jaggers was forced off the canyon, that men took a shotgun and fired several shots into the canyon, striking Jaggers. During the trial, the coroner stated that Jaggers had over 30 shotgun pellets in his body. Now, the following day, July 1st, 2021, Mann contacted one of his acquaintances, Norman Mullet. Mullet returned to the canyon with Mann, and Mann told him that they had beat the crap out of someone and it had gone too far. Now, Mullet stated that he thought that Jaggers would be alive when he went to the canyon with Mann, but he wasn't. It was stated that Mann gave him a toolbox which contained a hammer and a possible ice pick, and also gave him 2 trash bags Mullet got rid of in a trash bin. He also stated that Mann wanted him to get rid of the shotgun, but he refused, and when they were leaving, he told Mann that he needed to turn himself in. Now, on that same day, a gentleman called 911 stating that he saw a dead body in the canyon with 2 men standing over it. Now, when the police arrived, the 2 men were gone because the informant didn't want to have any problems with them. He was just staying in the canyon overnight. Once they had identified the remains, they contacted Jaggers' mother, who informed them that he was last seen going to his neighbor Heather Pate's home. 36 hours after his body was found, the 3 suspects were all arrested. All 3 suspects had arrest records. The one that I found interesting, though, was Kevin Dent, who was previously convicted of child abuse, battery, and resisting an officer with a firearm. Now, during the trial, remember the friend of Heather Pate's, Brandon Reinhardt? Well, during his testimony on the night of the murder, when Heather asked him to come over because she had an emergency, he stated when he arrived, he saw Jaggers laying on the floor, handcuffed, and his ear was swollen. Now, during his testimony, his lawyer paused him because he feared that he would be accused of incriminating himself. So we don't know any more of his involvement in any of this. Now, it was never any proof of Jaggers harming Pate's child, but remember, Pate's boyfriend, Kent, did have an arrest for child abuse. We're going to let that one sink in. Now, during my research of this case, it was never said whether any charges were brought up against Norman Mullet, Brandon Reinhardt, or the couple who hid the gun for Munn at their home, nor do I think they knew about the crime that he had committed. Men actually led the police to their home, where he bragged that he had killed a pedophile instead of letting the police handle it. This was all caught on the police body cam. Again, it was never proven that Jaggers ever hurt Pate's child. Now, Pate and Dent accepted a plea deal for second-degree murder, and those sentences will be handed down in June of this year. Kent was also charged with first-degree kidnapping and will go on trial for that charge later. Brad Min, though, was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for his part in the murder of Roy Jaggers. Now, my prayers and my deepest condolences go out to Roy Jaggers' family. May he continue to rest in love.